morning. I am Soumya, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechatronics Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. I am going to do the presentation on the topic sample and hold circuit. So now let's get into the topic sample and hold circuit. What all we are going to see under this topic are introduction, where S and H circuit is used, which means sample and hold, its circuit diagram and waveform, terminologies used in this circuit, and advantages. Before getting to know this introduction part, let me say what is sampling and holding. This S and H circuit is highly useful in communication field, which is used to convert analog to digital signals. Let's see sampling and holding operation using op-amp here. So, when there is a continuous varying signal at a particular time period, the amplitude of output signal will be same as the amplitude of input signal, which means you don't have any variation in the output whenever you compare or you apply any input signals. But for the same time period, for the next segment, that amplitude will be disappeared. This is what I am telling you, the sampling and holding. Okay, to sample the voltage of continuous varying analog and digital signals, its value at a constant level of a specified minimum period of time, an analog device which is used is nothing but sample and holding circuit. Okay, so we have two operations to be performed. One is sampling and holding. In sampling operations, output signals will be following the input signal. It means that whatever the input signal is, the same signal appears in output signal when sampling is done. So the first point says like what I've said you now. Okay, so you don't have any changes in the output amplitude because it will be same as such how it is there in the input signal. Holding operations. Okay, so when this holding is done, output signal is maintained at a particular level, which is holding its amplitude level. It is called its last amplitude level. Okay, so we have two operations performed here. So we have to decide the time period for which sampling should be performed and time period for which holding operation should be performed. So here, where S and H circuit is used. So like I've told you in the beginning of the introduction, it is used to convert analog to digital signal. Yes, and also it is used as interface between analog and digital circuit, and it can be used in variety of applications such as data acquisition. Okay, so and there are two different processes. First is sampling. Sampling can be done using op-amp, okay, which we call it as a switching device, MOSFET, and also we have capacitor. Okay, so now we have next the construction of S and H circuit. Input voltage, control voltage, MOSFET, which is a switching device, and also we have RC, resistor and capacitor arrangement. Yes, this input voltage will be fed to the MOSFET, okay, in the nth channel, which is nothing but the drain terminal. And also we have control voltage that is connected to the gate of this MOSFET, and this MOSFET source will be connected to the resistor and capacitor. And this again RC will be connected to the input of the non-inverting terminal of op-amp. This input terminal is again given as a feedback from output of op-amp as a voltage follower. So now let's get into the circuit part. Op-amp should be there and the signal which has to be sampled, okay, and which has to be held, that is given to one point, okay, and controlling signal that has to be given, and circuit needed for holding for retaining the last amplitude level that has to be there. So here we have input signal which is a sinusoidal, and next one we have pulse signal which is given through control voltage. Yes, all these things have to be there and remain. And while sampling is done, the circuit should perform voltage following operation. So next we have, having this idea, if you design a circuit to SNH using op amp. Okay, so here like I've told you, this is an input signal. So this is an input signal which has to be sampled is given there. And also we have sample and hold control voltage, which is nothing but control signal time period for which sampling should be done. And also we have holding operation should be done, that will be decided by this signal. Also, next we have a capacitor which is required to hold the last amplitude level. And also we have this N channel MOSFET. Okay, like I've told you, input channel. So input signal will be fed to the MOSFET in the drain terminal. So in the gate terminal, it will be connected to the control voltage, and from source you can connect it to RC, and RC arrangements will be given to the non-inverting terminal of op-amp. So all these connections will be given to the non-inverting terminal. So inverting terminal of op-amp has the feedback loop. Okay. So one more important active device that performs switching device is nothing but N-channel MOSFET. Okay. So metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So this is what the connection actually looks. So input signal which has to be sampled is given to the drain, like I've told you. Control voltage required to control the time period for which sampling and holding operation is done, and should be given to the gate of MOSFET, and signal that is coming from source terminal of E MOSFET is connected to non-inverting terminal of op-amp through this capacitor and resistor arrangement. So input signal is continuous signal or sinusoidal. Control voltage is pulse signal. So in the form of square waveform, you can see. So when time period for which pulse is on, you have a pulse like this. When time period for which pulse is off, you have pulse like this. Okay, so during on period, input signal is sampled. So let's see the waveform of it. Okay, so during on time period, E MOSFET acts as a switch and it will be closed. During off time period, switch will be open and input signals. Okay, so this input signal will never enter into the inverting terminal, but capacitor is maintained, that will maintain the last amplitude level. So it will be more appropriate if we give this explanation with respect to this waveform. So here this shows the input signal waveform that is given to drain of E MOSFET, which is a sinusoidal waveform. Okay, next one we have pulse waveform of control voltage, which we are giving to gate terminal of E MOSFET. Okay, so when E MOSFET, okay, it is closed, that is input signal reaches the output. Okay, so because basically a voltage follower circuits, so you'll be getting the same amplitude level, you just can see. So in this time period, so MOSFET is on, so this is the sampling time period, so you'll be getting the same output like how it is there in the input. Okay, so because during the off time period, once again this E MOSFET getting closed, so like I've told you, you'll be having a pulse like this, the holding time period. So the last amplitude level, okay, so it has to come to zero obviously, but we have to connect it to the capacitor and resistor arrangement, right? So it helps in retaining the whole amplitude level. Okay, the last amplitude level of sampling period, and that level is maintained. Again this pulse, okay, is in on position. This will be in on position. So E MOSFET access to switch, and switch is closed, so sampling is done. Once again you'll be getting the same like how it is there in the input signal. Okay, so this position of signal is in which output is same as input. So sampling and hold performance will be taken place alternatively. Okay, so very important to hold the signal at a particular amplitude level. Because while sampling is done, while converting analog to digital signal, there is a chance for signal getting completely curved because of continuously varying input signals. So it's continuously varies with respect to time. So this continuous variation may affect the whole conversion process. Okay, so to avoid all these, so continuous variation should be maintained at a particular amplitude, or it should be held during alternate time slots. So that will be performed by sample and holding circuits. So now, like I've told you, once again, let me just repeat it, the working. So when control voltage, that is pulse waveform, is on, the switch is closed, the input signal will be passing through the voltage follower op amp during this period. So input signal will be sampled. So you get the output same as the input signal. The amplitude will never vary. So when this pulse waveform is off, that is MOSFET is open, so input won't be entering into the terminal, okay, terminal of op amp. So you have a capacitor that already holds the last amplitude, okay, so which means it charges a previous amplitude that will be hold. So here in this slide we are going to see the terminologies used in S and H circuit. First one, acquisition time, we also refer it as TAC. The time required by the capacitor to get the charge of the input voltage applied to the sample and hold circuit is called as acquisition time. So next one we have aperture time, TAP. Okay, so aperture time can be defined as the time required by the capacitor to change its state from sampling to holding. So due to the propagation delay of switches, even after the hold command, it is given the capacitor still keeps on charging for the short duration of time. So this is nothing but aperture time. Next one, aperture certainty. Sorry to say this, aperture uncertainty, which means it will the time aperture time will not be same for all the sample and will vary from sample to sample. This uncertainty is called as aperture uncertainty. Okay, so next one we have hold mode settling time. Okay, so this hold mode settling time, after the generation of holding commands, the analog input voltage which is used by the capacitor for charging takes some time to settle completely. So this is called hold mode settling time. And last one we have voltage drop. Okay, so the voltage drop is the voltage drop down in the capacitor due to the leakage of charge by the capacitor. Ideally, we require capacitors which do not possess any leakage, but it is not possible practically. No matter how good quality material we use, there will be some voltage drop. So the last one, advantages of S and H circuit. What all the advantages we have is that primary use to hold the sampled analog input voltage during conversion of A to D converter. So if we have multi-channel A to Ds, so synchronization can be achieved by sampling signals from all channels at the same time. Also, it reduces the crosstalk in the multiplexer. Thanks for listening to my presentation. Thank you.